kind of coming off of the tough start to the conference season and kind of go one of two ways. And you guys could have said, all right, hey, we're young, let's just chalk it up and get some experience. But you guys really kind of stayed focused and you got put on this great run. What was kind of the key to putting that in the past and moving forward to what you guys been able to do?
Just learning from the experiences and the hardships. And I think even during those losses, like, we didn't give up in the games. We accepted the challenge and we tried our best to come back, but we ran out of time most of the time. But we learned from the experiences and became closer as a team and just became better and not bitter about it. And I think it's paying off now.
Yeah, I mean, I think like last year, like you said, that's kind of what we did last year. We're like, oh, we're young, we can get it together towards the end of the season, and it didn't work out. But this year, we knew that if we really wanted something to get done by the end of the season, we had to focus and just come together as a team.
Alan, you've been around Alyssa long enough, longer than Sydney has, but in terms of what Sunday meant, for her on senior day, the experiences you've had with her, and all that she's gone through as a player here and the different roles she's been asked to fill. What were your thoughts about that day for her Sunday?
I mean, I thought it was great. I think it's great that she was the only senior. We got to just honor her because she's done so much for the program. And the fact that we got a win over a top 20 team was just great for her. And it just kind of solidifies what she is and what she means to the program.
You guys have this mentality of kind of going, you guys have talked about what's at stake, down the stretch here. Do you guys keep that same focus now going to the tournament, because you guys have had all this success and this great feeling, but now you still got work to do? How do you kind of put that in, behind and move forward and keep that same composure?
It's definitely been a challenge with the winning streak because you want to get excited about the wins and, celebrate a little bit because we've earned them. But then again, you're still fighting every single day for the ultimate goal, which is the NCAA tournament and hopefully a national championship. And so we just have to keep that on our minds, celebrate the day of the victory and then next day get back to work, rest our bodies, whatever we need to do to prepare for our ultimate goal. And I think going into the Pac-12 championship, we still want to win. And that's the sole thing, the only thing on our mind. And, obviously this past weekend was a lot of fun, but now it's time to get back to work.
Yeah, I mean, going to the Pac-12 tournament definitely we have to, finish what we started for the beginning of the season. And we only got to play Stanford and Cal one time. So hopefully if we get, to the quarterfinal or the semifinal, we get to play them again and see how far we've come.
Can you talk about the nature of the Pac-12 tournament, how if you win, that next day you're playing a team that you didn't know would be on your schedule. Just how does that impact preparing for a team?
Well, none of us have done it, really. I mean, the first 2 years I was here, we didn't make it past the first round, but we have great coaches who scout different teams and just know exactly what they do. And since we've played them before in regular season, we kind of know what they do and their tendencies. So it's just kind of exciting. You never know who you're going to play, and hopefully you just get the job done and can move forward.
Yeah, and like Allie said, our coaches prepare us for anything, and they're always prepared ahead of time. They always seem to be like 20 steps ahead of us and anybody else. Like, it's incredible how much work they put into preparing us and themselves for any situation.
Coach Rook has mentioned that in practice you all buy into the scouting report, and it sounds like you believe in your coaches. Can you just talk about just the nature of that relationship?
Oh yeah, we have to have complete trust in them. I mean, we know that they've worked hard to get us where we are. I mean, we wouldn't be here, obviously, without them. And just the way they scout teams and the way they know how to force teams to their weaknesses, and also how they prepare us for our strengths, to fight against them. So just what they do is the reason we win.
Yeah, they're so dedicated, putting in countless hours in the film room, and we also put in a lot of hours watching the film that they prepared for us, but like I said, they're always ahead of the game. They want to make sure that if it does come down to the wire, that we're prepared and we know exactly what to do to execute and get the win.
Given all that and the job that Scott and the staff have done, what are you guys' thoughts on him not being Pac-12 Coach of the Year?
Well, I didn't know he wasn't.
Didn't he get like ESPN Pac-12 Coach of the Year? Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
That right there, ESPN.
ESPN.
I mean, ESPN.
He deserves so much praise and awards. I'm happy that he got the ESPN Coach of the Year for sure, but he definitely deserved Pac-12 Coach of the Year. He's done such a great job with us on and off the court all season and recruiting us to be here. He set this up, and so he deserves all the praise that he's getting right now.
Definitely, yeah.
Coach talked about the lessons you guys have learned. You guys have talked about that through the course of the year. What's the biggest lesson you guys learned from some of those tough losses and the way some of those games kind of finished now, and just that has allowed you guys to move forward?
Sorry. Taking care of the ball for me, being the point guard, I have to make sure that, down the stretch, there's no silly turnovers or unforced errors, or just maintaining and controlling the pace of the game. And then also, I think the losses were sort of good for us, put us through adversity in different situations. So at this point in the season, we know how to handle games and how to play and win 40 minutes.
Sydney, Coach Ruick talked about the buy-in on the defensive end, and how Allie sets the tone, diving for every loose ball, digging in, playing hard defensively, and sort of said that that was something not necessarily new to you. You know about the importance of defense, but have you learned more about it, and have you found together as a team the importance of that into the court to get you to the place you're in?
Yeah, defense wins championships, and Allie does a great job setting the tone for us, and Ruth too down low, getting a bunch of blocks each game. But it's not new to me, but it's not my strength, and that's one of the things that I'm going to really work on this offseason to make sure that I can handle the point guards of the conference and, around the nation. But she's done a great job picking up the slack where I fall short or where others may falter a little bit. But everybody on the team buys into the system and the scouting report, and we just try our best to take away their tendencies, the other team's tendencies. And Coach Ruick has always emphasized defense, and he's big on that.
Allie, what about for you in terms of the tone you set, diving for loose balls and the scrappy, the tough play? I mean, so has that always been part of your approach, or has that come about here?
I don't know. I guess I just love doing it. I love being able to change the play with defensive effort, or I think it's something you can control sometimes. Just how hard you play. But I think everybody has strengths and weaknesses, obviously, in the game of basketball, and just to do what you do best. Like whether it be like Sydney, if she's a 3-point shooter, offensive assassin. As long as she does that, then we know that. That's why you have a team. Teammates do certain things, and you feed off each other. So I think it's just as a unit, I think we're clicking together.
Sydney, this season is why you came here, right? But knowing where the program has come from, has it exceeded your expectations?
Not really, because I've always envisioned helping this team get to where we are right now. And the goal still hasn't been reached yet. You still don't know for sure if we made the NCAA tournament, but I knew coming in that Coach Ruick had a huge vision for this team, and he got the players to achieve it, or who he thought would be able to achieve it. And so far it's looking good, and it's exactly what I expected.
Ellen, you have a couple more years of perspective on just the rebuilding of this program.
I mean, the journey obviously always hasn't been easy, but it's so great to see that it finally pays off. I mean, even with every loss, you learn something. So I think that it's great that we're able to do that this year, and happy that the freshmen that came in had just a mindset that they wanted to become great, and so that's helped us, I think.
You guys have talked about the lessons you learned from losing actual games. You also lost one of your best scorers in Jamie, and you continued to win ball games. How have you seen her handle being out? Scott said they're hopeful you guys get her back, but at the worst, you have the best horse player in the country. But how have you seen her kind of deal with this and being on the sideline and not being able to help you guys?
Yeah, I mean, she's just the greatest cheerer, She supports us. I remember you guys know what Snapchat is. She Snapchatted us one time, just a picture of herself, and she was like, it was all her stats, like 3 jump up in the airs, 4 fist pumps. I mean, she's all over the place. You see her on the bench, and during timeout, she's just coming up to you, telling you what you need to do, because she has a great, she knows the game very well. And so she'll tell you, what offensive move you need to make, or just anything that will help the team.
Her hand injury hasn't held her back energy-wise. She's always going to be energetic, whether she's on the sidelines or in the game. And ever since she's been, on the sidelines, her energy hasn't faltered one step. She always gives advice, like Allie said, and she just is always there for us. She has our backs to encourage us, to let us know if we're doing something wrong. So it's been frustrating, obviously, but but she hasn't. We still feel her presence.
Sid, you mentioned earlier how you're not necessarily surprised with the success of the team, but having just been named to the all Pac-12 team, are you surprised with your own personal success?
It's an honor to get that, definitely, but I couldn't have done it without my teammates. Everyone has been stepping up their game offensively, defensively, like I've been saying the past few press conferences. And, I just happen to hit a few shots, but they do all the hard work to get me to that point. So I have to give the credit to them and the coaching staff, and obviously to my family and my church family back home for the support over the years.
Coach Ruick said that he didn't even notice until after the game was over Sunday. He looked up and there's some 5,000 people, and he was so locked into the task. I wanted to ask both of you what those crowds were like. Are you like him and not aware, or were you aware? Hey, this is cool, this is fun. Beaver Nation came out and you could feel their support and their love for you guys.
Yeah, I was aware it was like loud. It was loud, it was energetic, but I didn't know that there were that many people there. When he said, look behind you, and it went all the way up, oh, that was awesome. I didn't know that there were that many people, but I could definitely hear it. And you feed off the crowd. They cheer for like a rebound, and
Yeah,
you go
just
crazy.
the simplest
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I never look at the crowd. You obviously see around the court, you see that. But Devin, right after halftime when we were taking the floor, she said, look up. And that's when I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like all these people are here it's incredible. So their support doesn't go unnoticed. And it's so loud in there. It was such like a playoff feel. So it's been awesome playing in front of them.